John Danny.
Do for self. Except your own. Bismillah, Rahman Ar-Rahim.
Going on a freeform journey, man, it's gonna teach you to look beyond the surface level of things, right? It's gonna teach you to look beyond the surface level of things. It's gonna teach you to understand things that are not necessarily seen by the naked eye, man. And one of the things that it's caused me to understand a little bit more is life and death, and just how fragile everything is, just how quick things come and go, and just how temporary everything in this reality is. I finally feel like I'm in the correct mental capacity to make this video. And I was debating a long time, man, do I really want to make this video, man? Do I really want to talk about this? You know, I remember the day it happened, I had posted a Instagram tribute to Kobe. I probably posted it and had it up for like 5 minutes, if that, and I just deleted it. Because I couldn't keep reminding myself of that tragedy. Losing Kobe Bryant was the greatest tragedy in the history of sports. The greatest tragedy. I was thinking about all these famous athletes who left us, right? And nothing compared, you know, no tragedy, theoretically, you know, you don't want to say one tragedy is deeper than the next, but the capacity in which Kobe's death hit us, it was something that we had never seen before. I never forget, I was in the kitchen on the phone with a friend of mine, and then my homeboy texted me, and he said, "What the fuck, man, Kobe Bryant just died." I'm like, immediately I got scared. It's crazy to say that when he told me that, I didn't think that he was playing. I knew he was for real. You know, a lot of people was like, man, I just know he playing, man, it's gotta be fake. I knew my homeboy wasn't lying to me. My homeboy was a Kobe Bryant fan. He wouldn't play about nothing like that. I just needed to go and confirm it for myself. I had to see for myself. So when he told me that, at the time, I didn't have Twitter. I had deleted Twitter, so I wasn't really on it. You know, Twitter is like the news these days. Twitter is gonna get you the stories longer than the news channels that are on TV. Twitter gonna have the stories long before that. So I went on Twitter. I had downloaded it again, went on Twitter, typed in Kobe Bryant in the search bar, and I just see something from TMZ, Kobe Bryant killed in a helicopter crash. And I'm thinking like, you know what, Wayne, they tried to kill off Wayne back in 2013 or whatever year that was. They tried to kill off Wayne back in the day. You know, so I know in my mind, I'm like, okay, TMZ has jumped the gun early before. Maybe they did it again this time. And then, so I'm still, I'm gonna be, when I seen the TMZ thing, I fell out crying right then and there. That's exactly what happened. Because I knew that TMZ, even though they had made the false alarm with Wayne, I feel like that's the only slip up TMZ had. Like, they haven't really done that since then. So when I seen the TMZ thing, I was right there. I was right here against this little bar. I was, like I said, I was on the phone and I was scrolling on Twitter. I was right here on the bar and I seen the TMZ thing and I just fell out. My couch right here, I just fell out. I was on the floor. I was on the floor crying. On the floor. Couldn't believe it. I just fell out, bro. Couldn't stand. I was just on the floor crying, bawling. Couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it. And I was crying because I know how much we value the physical, right? I know how much we value somebody's physical presence. We all value the physical presence. So we want that physical presence to always be here. We want that physical presence to always be able to be heard, be seen, be felt. We always want that physical presence to be there. So with me being in love with Kobe Bryant's physical presence, the fact that his physical presence was no longer going to be here, it killed me. It broke me down, and that's what broke everybody down, you know? Because I'm a LeBron guy. I love LeBron to death. That's my all-time favorite. And there's many people that I knew, that I grew up with, and, you know, have relationships with that are diehard Kobe fans, right? So if I'm on the floor crying about Kobe, I can only imagine what they doing, bro. And I was just hoping somebody was there to pick them up. 'Cause it was tough, bro. It was tough. Losing Kobe was one of those moments. It was one of those losses that make you question your own mortality, right? It's kind of like one of those situations. I remember thinking to myself, like, bro, if Kobe can die, if Kobe can be killed like that, bro, any one of us can go. And it's not gonna be something, it don't have to be something we see coming. It's gonna be sudden. It's gonna be sudden, you know, because Kobe was an environment, and he was an embodiment of what it meant to be successful, great, loving, powerful, hard working, determined, and more so than anything, healthy. Kobe was somebody who took pride in his health and his body and take care of his body, man. So for everything to just be gone so suddenly, it's the suddenness of everything, bro. It's the suddenness of everything. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, you mean to tell me Kobe Bryant is dead? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Kobe Bryant ain't dead. Young Kobe, 17-year-old Kobe. You talking about that kid that came into the 96 draft? That kid is dead. You talking about the kid who had 3 rings by the time he was 23 years old? You telling me that kid dead? Get the fuck out of here, man. That kid ain't dead. Stop playing, man. You talking about 5 rings, Kobe Bryant. One of the greatest players to ever live. One of the greatest athletes history has ever seen. You telling me he dead? He only 41. What you mean he dead? But it was true. Kobe is really gone, man. Kobe Bryant, he really changed forms, you know. And like I said, I cried all day. I cried for a long time. But right after the crying was done, I was overcame with joy. The reason why I was overcame with joy was because I knew Kobe was free now. See, I see death a little bit differently, and to be honest, I'm very, very intrigued by death, and it's not something I really like to talk about because I know that it sounds weird. I know it sounds weird when you say it like that, so I don't really have to go into, you know, why I'm so intrigued by it, but I understood that Kobe was free now. The thought of living forever scares me a lot more than dying, right? If somebody was to come to me and tell me I'm living forever, it would terrify me, because the longer you live, the more pain you're gonna see. Pain don't never stop happening. There's always gonna be pain in the world. So the fact that we are able to change forms and transition into another reality, I think that's a blessing to be able to do that, because that means eventually all the pain you feel, eventually it all stops. It's like, it's not forever. That's why I always say life is temporary. None of the happiness you have and none of the pain you have is permanent. All of it is temporary. Like, just imagine if you had to live forever. That means you outliving your parents, you outliving your children, you outliving everybody that you've known and loved. Like, it's a horrifying thought to think if you had to live forever. It's horrifying to think. It's horrifying to think. That means you would always be experiencing pain. You would forever be experiencing pain. And the fact that someday pain stops, I think that's a blessing. So what I'm about to say is gonna sound weird. It may sound crazy and weird. This gonna be the clip that I post on Instagram, man, and I hope that when people see it, they go watch the video to understand the full context of what it is I'm trying to say. Kobe Bryant was so great of an athlete, so great of a human husband, father. He was so great of a man, a human being. He was so great, yet he still had to face that fate. He still had to face it at a young age. He still had to face it. So you telling me the fate that he saw, I gotta see that same thing someday? I gotta go through that same thing? I gotta face that same fate someday? That Kobe Bryant, that great man, I gotta face the same fate as Kobe Bryant? I'm honored. I'm honored. I gotta face the same fate as Tupac Shakur, Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, all these great people that just came and went. I gotta face that fate? Man, I'm honored. I'm not scared of that. I'm honored, because it's a blessing to be able to change forms. I'd be terrified if I had to be here forever. Man, young Kobe is free now, and like I said earlier, the goal is to live a full life. It's not to live a long life, live a full life. Love as much as you can. Create as much as you can. Be of service to others as much as you can. Live a full life. I feel like Kobe Bryant lived a full life, and when I remind myself of that, I'm able to heal. That brings comfort to me. Those words bring peace to me. And I hope they can do the same thing to whoever's watching this, bro, because Kobe lived a magnificent, full life. You know, his impact was felt, his purpose was served. He did his job, bro. He did his job. Guys, kings and queens, man, thank y'all for watching, man. I really could have, I had to cut myself short with this one because I really feel like I could have dived into a lot deeper things than what I did today, but I'll just say that for another day. Thank y'all for watching so much. And as always, man, remember to love somebody and hug somebody. You are here today, and you can be gone today. I'm out.
Do for self. Except your own. Bismillah, Rahman, Ar-Rahim.